slightly different angle today. I'm using a phone charger to charge my phone, and it only reach so far. So, oh, the sun's wiped me out today. I'm physically knackered. 12 hours yesterday didn't help, mind you. Luckily, only 9 today. So this is Topsail from Source House. This is their beta series, a British Amber Ale, 4.2%. I will read what it says on the back. Well, I might do if I can find the actual. There it is. It's not that I'm going blind. It's just that in this light, it's not great for reading. Topsail is a sessionable British amber ale with notes of dried fruit, toffee, and biscuit on the nose, and up to a first gold for subtle bitterness. Based in Edwalton in Nottingham, so another local brewery to me. But I love this brewery. If you go on their social media, what they do, they obviously brew beer, but they also do hydroponics. And as somebody obviously is a lifelong gardener, since the age of 8 years old, so 43 years now as a gardener, and I absolutely love gardening. I don't like politics, but I love gardening. And yeah, they're hydroponics. I'm trying not to wreck the I then took a photo of the bottle, so I'm going to try and wrap it back up and get a bottle. It's the only downer. It's a great idea having wrapped in recyclable stuff, because that's what they're about. It's all about recycling. But if I take a picture of the bottle with some of the beer in the glass, and oh wow, it's a little bit lively. That might be my room though. No, the old although I kind of dropped it a second ago. Oh, smells delicious. Definitely getting notes of toffee. Oh, it's cooling my leg down now, so that's even nicer. Leave that bit in there. Oh, yes, plenty of carbonation coming off that powerhouse of carbonation. Lovely amber looking pour, and we'll just let it dissipate for a minute. Yeah. Again, it's possibly the temperature in the shed that's doing the problems. It is that time of the year. I know that the temperature in the shed plays beers up, so I'm probably not tasting the beer at their optimum thing. What can I do? I can't put them up the house. It's as simple as that. So it is what it is. The shed is away from the worst of the heat, but certainly not. At the end of the day, it's not an air-controlled room. So I have to put up that as best as I can. Well, I'll just wait for that to dissipate. So yeah, I love, if you go on their social media, they're based in Edwalton, which is in the Rushcliffe area of Nottingham. I used to work in Rushcliffe as well, on their gardening side. It was the council designated firm called Streetwise, and a part of Rushcliffe Borough Council. However, sadly, it went downhill at a rate of knots. When I was there, at one time, it was an amazing job. And I worked with an amazing person. We had a great time working together. Some challenging days as you get them, but we were doing private work and Rushcliffe work and greenhouses. It was lovely, it was the type of gardening that I love. Sometimes, if anything, at the moment where I am now, if there's only sometimes, it's nice to talk to somebody. Sometimes it can be very lonely. And bear in mind, I don't, so this time 2 years ago, I looked on my Facebook feed earlier. This time 2 years ago, I was going through hell, literally hell. And this is as a 49-year-old being bullied. Huh? You think, nah, because, I can be quite a powerful person, mentally, stronger than a lot of people, and I can certainly deal with idiots. Don't get me wrong. You know, you don't work on the public park for 20 odd years and not learn how to deal with idiots. This person was a step above and beyond anything I've ever had to work with. Plus, he knew people that was extremely dangerous. So, you know, there was a factor involved, and there could still be a factor involved if he ever watches these videos. He probably doesn't now, because obviously I don't work with him, so he's not trying to find out information. But yeah, I only used to watch the reviews just to see if I said it. Yeah. If he'd have watched a couple of the reviews, he'd have known what I really thought about him at the time. But it was today, 2 years ago, that he was starting to squirm because we've been 2P'd over on Nottingham's Park estate, 2P'd over to another firm who were just as bad as the firm before. These contractor firms are god awful. They don't care about the staff. There's no care about the staff. It's targets, targets, targets. Money. You'll do this, you'll do this. We'll change your rates of pay. We'll change your change everything about the job, even when they're not allowed to. And it's very interesting, you know, to see how badly firms treat staff. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen it on Nottingham City Council. I've certainly seen it on Sainsbury's, seen it at Rushcliffe for Streetwise. So yeah, I pretty much see it in all the jobs. Luckily on this job, my boss and my immediate manager at Cockcliffe, or the site manager, not really in charge of me, even though she's actually in charge of the site. It's a strange setup. But yeah, we get on ever so well. You know, we're a team. Doesn't talk to me like I'm an underling, which you should never do anyway. You should respect all your staff. You know, go away. Let me try and drink my beer. And yeah, you should treat everyone the way you want to be treated. Anyway, my lesson of life for today, and the beer's dissipated quite nicely. You see, this is why a Wraggy beer review is always is what it is. And I must say a thank you to Source House for actually being one of the few local breweries that actually like your post. Maybe sometimes share them, and it is well thanked. If the review is worth sharing, it may not be always worth sharing, you know. Try not to go off target. But if the review is worth sharing, then it's lovely when that happens. It's funny because one brewery, I think it was, what brewery would it be? Ilkley Brewery posted something, and what they said was that thank you to everyone who likes, comments and interacts on our posts. It all helps us, and I think that reciprocation both ways is lovely. Sadly, it doesn't happen anywhere near enough, and whether people just are not great at social media, I understand that. Not everybody. I mean, I absolutely hate it. But I'm trying to do my thing to promote both locals, but also national companies as well. You know, not just locals, but promote good beer. And certainly a lot more vocal in my promotion of beer than, and certainly during the COVID years, than the peers around me in Nottingham. Yes. They're still blatantly ignored, but hey ho. Yeah, it's funny. Toffee caramel. There's a biscuity thing coming out, so apologies for the rather long review. And obviously this is more of a traditional beer from Source House, and it's nice. I like the flicking of the styles. It's interesting to test yourself, as I'll be doing with my grain kit. At some stage, I'm going to replicate, or at least try and replicate, a Wraggy's Golden Ale. I know the hops, so it's just a case of getting it reasonably close. We'll see how that works. Oh, it's just hitting the spot nicely. I think it was 4.2%. Oh, so easy drinking. Flows around the mouth lovely. And yeah. And this is something I'm going to do from now on, especially with locals and also nationals. Thanking them for their, them that do at least. Their thanking of me. And there are certain breweries close to me that are always pretty decent, and there are some that are woeful. And you get to the stage where you think, not that anybody has to like or anything you do. There's no laws that get about any of it. You can just, you don't have to like, dislike, or do anything. But it's nice, and it's for me, especially if I've done a good review, and if I think I've done a good, not every review I do is a good review. I know that. Sometimes I rattle on, like today. And then sometimes I'm not happy with the review I do either. And then other times there's a review and I think, oh, I absolutely smashed that review. So, well, what can I say? Tasting absolutely lovely. God, a very nice beer, very nice amber ale. You put this at the side of something like Bombardier, which is mass produced these days. This wipes the floor with it. And I do hope that the local Nottingham camera, who get quite a few Source House beers this year. They are reasonably good at supporting local breweries. I still need to find out off Vat and Fiddle what's going on for this Nano Beer Festival. No one's got back to me since I initially asked about it, and you get to the case where, do I ask them? And then they turn around and say, I'm sorry, but the powers that be that have quashed it. Yeah, that would be interesting. So for me, really enjoyed this. Really nice amber ale, and it's nice to see them going down something different. They've done quite a lot of different styles since they came to into effect earlier this year. And I think I've had nearly every one of their beers. I've got one on the back wall behind me as well. So I'm not sure if I missed one along the way. Might have done. I try not to miss people's beers if I can help it, if I can afford it as well. But yeah, looking good, nice and clear, white head, and yeah, brilliant beer. And a bit longer beer review than I intended. Started rattling off, as you do. And I am trying to be more professional. Trying. Don't think it ever works. I am what I am. Down to earth person doing beer reviews. And I don't think I'll ever change from the person that I am. We'll see. But in any case, a good 4.3 out of 5 for me. And another great beer from Source House. Check them out. You can get it from Adventure Beer. Yeah, I think Adventure Beer and Totally Tapped if you live in Nottingham. Adventure Beer do deliver though, so yeah, that's a good option. Other than that, I'm not 100% sure. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Cheers.